Southeast demands: will Tinubu release Nnamdi Kanu before 2027 elections? Now to the news info. The detention of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra (IPOB), continues to be one of Nigeria's most contentious political issues, especially following his rearrest in 2021. Since his initial rearrest in 2015, Kanu's advocacy for Biafra secession has felt significant unrest, particularly in the southeast, where many view his detention as emblematic of political and social marginalization. Kanu was first arrested in 2015 on charges of terrorism, treason, and incitement to violence. Although granted bail by the Federal High Court, his disappearance and eventual rearrest in 2021 reignited public outrage, particularly among his supporters. So he was arrested in 2015, then he was freed, and then he left. They now said he disappeared or something. Probably they told him not to go leave the country after his bail. So because of that, they rearrested him in 2021, and since then they refused to release him, even after the Court of Appeal said that you people should release him. Why? Why are you keeping him in prison? Why are you keeping him in DSS custody? I don't understand. Particularly among his supporters, his return to Nigeria led to widespread protests, with various Igbo groups demanding his release. However, the administration of former President Muhammadu Buhari dismissed these demands, citing national security concerns. Which security concerns? And the gravity of Kanu's alleged crime. Alleged though, it's not as if he did it though. For all we know, it might be you people that has gone to gather some people and say, oh yeah, be behaving like IPOB and be causing violence and everything, so that we'll blame it on Nnamdi Kanu. It's very possible. People can do it. With President Bola Tinubu assuming office in May 2023, the calls for Kanu's release have grown louder. Socio-cultural organizations like Ohanaeze Ndigbo and Southeast political leaders have intensified their pressure on the government, emphasizing that his release is crucial for peace and stability in the region. For many in the southeast, Kanu's continued detention is seen as a symbol of political exclusion. His release, they argue, would signify a gesture of reconciliation, but the lack of action has reinforced feelings of marginalization. Exactly. That's the way you've been making them feel all this while, and you're still showing them that you are marginalizing them. Sunday Igboho did the same thing. He's agitating for Yoruba nation, but he's working freely. So what about Nnamdi Kanu? Why is his own different? That is the marginalization that the Igbos keep shouting about, and that is the same reason why they want their Biafra freedom, and yet they are doing the same thing. Southeast governor and federal lawmakers met with President Tinubu, urging him to consider Kanu's release as a means to address the escalating unrest. The Southeast economic paralysis caused by IPOB, organized sit-at-home orders, and protests has further underscored the urgency of resolving the issue. Tinubu now faces a challenging decision. There is nothing challenging about the decision. As the president, you can free him, tell them to release him and let him go, since Court of Appeal has said he should go. You should even be bothered that, okay, why did Court of Appeal make a judgment and DSS is still holding him down? Some people should answer questions for that, for still holding him in prison. So I don't understand what is challenging about the decision. Whether to release Kanu and ease tension in the southeast, or to continue his detention to avoid emboldening secessionist sentiment. This decision is especially critical as Tinubu prepares for the 2027 election, where securing votes from the southeast could play a decisive role in his re-election bid. Recently, Kanu's family accused Tinubu of reneging on a pre-election promise to release him. Kanu's brother, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, claimed that Tinubu's son, Sheyi, assured IPOB that Kanu would be released in exchange for their cooperation during the 2023 election. Despite IPOB's compliance, Kanu remains in detention nearly 2 years into Tinubu's presidency, sparking accusation of illegal detention under both Nigerian and international law. Releasing Kanu could help Tinubu project an image of inclusivity and national unity, potentially earning him goodwill in the southeast. However, it also risks alienating voters in other regions, particularly the north. Those ones are already threatening that they will not vote for him because of tax reform. So you should just ignore those ones, I beg. Who needs their votes in the first place? You should release Nnamdi Kanu. You should leave the north, I beg, where sentiment against the secessionist movement remains strong. Critics argue that releasing Kanu might embolden separatist tendencies and weaken Nigeria's territorial integrity. The South-East, one of Nigeria's three largest ethnic groups, has not produced a president in the Fourth Republic, fueling perceptions of political neglect. For many, Kanu's radical approach represents a desperate but necessary attempt to address this exclusion under his leadership. IPOB has gained significant support both within Nigeria and among the global Igbo diaspora. Despite employing violent tactics like sit-at-home orders that have paralyzed the region's economy, that was done by Simon Ekpa. It was not him. Tinubu's political strategy for 2027 will require a delicate balancing act. Comments from influential figures like Secretary to the Government of the Federation George Akume and former PDP Deputy National Chairman Bode George, urging other regions to support Tinubu for a second term, indicates that the stakes for his political maneuvering are high. Cutting the South-East could be pivotal, but it will require more than symbolic gestures. Kanu's detention presents an opportunity for Tinubu to demonstrate leadership and foster national unity. However, any decision to release Nnamdi Kanu must navigate the competing demands of justice, ethnic representation, and political expediency. These people, they don't want problem. Just give us our Biafra nation. Is that so much to ask for? You're not asking for too much, and they've not done anything wrong. Leave them alone. You don't want them. You marginalize them. You segregate them. You don't want them to be in position of power. Let them go. Is it by force? With less than 3 years until the 2027 election, Tinubu's handling of the Kanu issue could define his presidency and shape his political legacy. The mounting pressure from the South-East, combined with Nigeria's complex political landscape, makes this a critical test of his leadership. Releasing Kanu could potentially sway the South-East electorate in Tinubu's favor, but it could also alienate key allies in other regions. Whether this decision ultimately secures Tinubu's re-election or exacerbates Nigeria's internal divisions remains to be seen. The coming months will likely see this issue dominate Nigeria's political discourse as Tinubu weighs the risks and rewards of his next move. There is no risk there. There is nothing wrong. Just release him and let him go. His decision will have far-reaching implications, not just for his presidency, but for the unity and future of Nigeria. Ozumi Abdul is a journalist and PR Nigeria fact-checker. Okay, fact-checker, we've heard you. Reverend Kingdom says, let the Nigerian government obey and uphold the rule of law as a nation. Exactly. Otherwise, the nation is a lawless country. Yes. How can the Court of Appeal give a judgment on somebody's case that you should release him and then somebody is still keeping him there? For what? What has he done? It is well, oh. I really hope they release him soon. His Excellency says his cup is only what FG can release. I hope it doesn't get to that level because it's going to be war. It is going to be serious war. They should not allow anything to happen to him while in DSS custody. So it is better they release him now before it is too late. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.